6.
Six.
The Devil's episode. Today we will be reviewing episode, what was it, chapter 16 or 15?
I think 16.
Chapter 14.
Oh, yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never pay attention to the chapter numbers.
Yeah,
I
me
always
too,
say
dude.
It's episode
just
6.
episode 6.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, it's episode 6, chapter 14, entitled The Tradegy, directed by Robert Rodriguez. And for anybody joining us for the first time, what we do on this show is we do 2 of our favorite things, talk about Mandalorian and smoke marijuana. So, introductions first. To my virtual right, hailing from Detroit, Michigan, we have the one and only photographer and artist, Nico Tronis.
Is
it weird that I said photographer and artist? Because I feel like photography is...
I mean...
You're a photographer.
Yeah, but you do both, so say
That's
both.
true. I guess you can be a photographer and not be an artist. It's true.
Sure.
But photography is also art. I've had this conversation so many times with people.
Yeah. Either or really works.
Apparently there's like a local art community in our town, and I was talking to the lady who's part of it, and she said that there's a lot of like pricks in it that like look down on the photographers and shit like that. So like, a lot of like, bougie
elitism,
like,
gross.
Yeah. Like, oh, photography is not an art. Like, I get like it's different than the thing that you do, but it's still definitely an art.
I've heard that my whole life. Graffiti's not an art, let me tell you.
Graffiti's definitely anything that you do to express yourself can be considered art, really, by definition. It's just whether it's good or not is to the person.
Even that, good is subjective.
That's what I mean. To the person reviewing it or watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, you make something and somebody else feels it. That's all that really matters.
You know what's an art? Owning and selling weed from your own store in Spokane, Washington. That is an art.
Yes,
Wayne Fort, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Wayne is recently popped his Instagram cherry today. So now you actually have a plug besides your weed store.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Find me at Jaronot on the Insta and accesscannabis.com is the website for the store.
By the way, dude, I love that, dude. You sent me that box of Jaronot costumes. I'm like, dude, that is dope. I like it.
It's a name I've been messing with for years that it's nice to finally, have a home for.
Is that where your name's going to be for like your custom thing or?
For my Insta and for customs, yeah, it'll be Jaronot.
That's awesome. And last, but definitely not least, from a state that I love, that I need to get to more often, Colorado, we got Christopher Sturm.
Just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy.
Oh, man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. But first, Nico, what are you smoking?
The wonderful, lovable THCA provided by the Detroit Herbal Center.
You moving on from the Dazed extracts?
Yeah, they are no longer available. Like the only place you can actually get them from are dispensaries that bought like a huge excess amount of their stuff. But the one thing that I've learned from doing that, because that was actually how I started going to Detroit Herbal Center, was they had Dazed extracts. Their stuff does not have a long shelf life.
Mm.
And like when you buy sugar wax and it's on terp-proof paper and it's still stuck to the terp-proof paper, it's just like, yeah, waste of $30 plus.
Dude, if I'm buying sugar wax and it's handed to me in some paper, I'm not paying for it. I'm getting something different, dude. That's in a
not paper. It's not paper. It's terp-proof paper. It's like that plastic film kind of stuff, like the step above parchment.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like, dude, if I'm buying sugar wax though and it's not in a jar, I'm good. Like, can I get something else instead actually before I, pay for this? Because
Hey, not the game, Chris. The Denver Broncos just scored a touchdown to go up on the game.
I was just looking at that, man. That's awesome.
Dude, yes.
We're going to be giving you live updates Well, not live because this will be Tuesday. But so if it's Tuesday and you're watching this and you don't know the score of the Chiefs Broncos game, we got you covered.
Right on.
Wayne, what are you smoking tonight?
I've got some Cedar Creek, Grandma Cedar Creek Ghost Crystals.
Ooh,
Nice.
So there. This company is killing it with quality, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to do more of that. I think this way. Cake.
You have so many companies coming in and out of your store that you sell and promote. What do you have like a go-to that's like your like this like kind of how I like Cresco, but I'm not very versatile. I'd have like 4 people to choose from. So
I kind of do, but the stuff that I like the most is kind of hard to get a hold of consistently. So it's when I can get it in, I buy the heck out of it and stack it up.
Do you save it for yourself? Like you have like a little squirrel, like a squirrel stash?
I will admit, yeah, definitely. Once the stock in the store gets down to a certain number, it's just kind of like you just quit telling people that you got it, and because it's extra yours. You're going out the side door.
Chris, what do you got tonight?
I have some Mando Kush.
Is it really called Mando Kush?
No, it's not. I don't know what it is, and I bought it off my homie who owns a dispensary. So I don't know what it's called. But I will tell you, it was very nostalgic. Pulling up to his house, handed him $20, and he hands me a fucking quarter in a sack, dude, and I drive off. Like, I haven't done that in a long time, and that was like, wow, dude.
A sack at a dispensary, right? Because we at the Man-Dab-Lorian do not condone any illegal drug activities.
Yes.
just kidding. Yes. Buy we all.
But he owns the dispensary. That's his own stuff that I bought from him.
That's legal where you are.
Yeah. That is actually, yeah.
I haven't done the disclaimer, I don't think, all season yet, but I don't think we fucking really need it anymore.
No, I think we have done the disclaimer.
We missed the first one, and you made up for it, and you mentioned the first,
really?
The second, yeah.
But it's not really even necessary.
It's not. It's just something fun I like to do.
But no, that is legal how I got it too. So, but it is just a super nostalgic way. Oh shit!
Ew.
Oh man, down.
There was some super nostalgia too.
Dude, my phone fell over.
I figured I'd do a photo, but like I just took that Force Unleashed. I don't even remember the Purge Trooper with the staff. Yeah, I took that helmet and slapped it on the War Machine body and was like, you know what? It almost works.
That almost looks like the. I was looking at some of the different ones. It looks more like the Phase 3. Dark Trooper, the bigger like Hulkbuster kind of one they describe it as.
How dare you?
Anyway, if anybody's interested in what I'm smoking, thanks for asking.
We are.
I am. I found some. I went into the dispensary. I wasn't really even knowing if I was going to get anything, but I did end up getting something, and this is something they don't have a lot. And I was excited for them to see it, but you probably won't be able to see it, but it's called caviar.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
that
basically
looks like real
those,
caviar.
There's moon rocks that you guys get and stuff like that. So it's basically like a nug of weed rolled in wax and then dipped in keef. So
fuck the keef, man. Like that looks like the way that we used to get it out here years ago.
Yeah, it's
good.
Recreational
Recreational first happened. It was like soaked in fucking hash oil for like a month, dude, and then pulled out.
I like when you pull it apart.
And solid as a rock, dude. And that you put it in a bowl and it lasts fucking 2 weeks. Dude.
Yeah.
That caviar and it hits you every hit. You're like, I can't breathe. Yeah, dude. I miss that
mix
shit.
With a little G Leaf Magic Johnson. And this is from Cresco as well, which is awesome.
Nice. People say they have caviar now, and it's like, no, dude. But that looks like what we used to get out here, dude. Yeah. It's black. Yeah.
I like it. I only need a little bit of it too.
I'm pretty hyped on it right now, dude. I haven't had that shit in a long time.
Little nug right in the middle of this bowl.
I'm smoking out of a local artist here, Chad Lighthizer.
Oh, nice.
Smoking out of a local artist?
Fully worked.
You gotta shove a nug up his ass and.
That's why the mouthpiece is so small.
Smoke out of his dick. All right, guys. Without further ado, let's fire it up. So, I forgot the chapter already. Chapter 14, The Tragedy, was the shortest episode. Was the runtime 33 minutes?
Yeah, with credits 33.
It was jam-packed full of nut-in-your-face action. And, I mean, I liked the last episode the best because of what it was, but this was... it's depending on what I'm watching at the moment. It's like it's Tupac or Biggie better. It just depends on who I'm listening to at that moment.
Yeah, it really felt to me like it just kind of escalated everything.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to I know we always say we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but it's not like a spoiler thing. So it's just I feel like everybody knows that Boba Fett was in it, but I feel like for me last week, to see the Ahsoka thing and to see that come into fruition for the first time ever, I imagine that was a similar feeling, if not more, because it's been so much longer. What's it been 40 years since anybody's seen a live action Boba Fett? I would imagine that's true Star Wars fans that were OG original there. That was a shining moment for them. I can only imagine how I was happy, but I can only imagine how somebody like you Nika, you might have been, because
dude, it's easy to see, because not only do we get Boba Fett, but we get the best Boba Fett we've ever seen. Despite the bad bod, all of it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Merciless, and the action was amazing. Fucking Robert Rodriguez, kudos to you, man. That was beautiful directing, and Dave Klein too, who did all of Kevin Smith's movies, did the cinematography on the episode. So dude, just powerhouse talented visual storytellers, making Boba Fett the fucking intergalactic badass that he is.
Dude, it was just I noticed he was fighting kind of like a Tusken with his weapons, and just he just
savage,
dude
fuck.
Yeah,
to the point
going
where
ham on them stormtroopers.
I was I don't know if Mando could take him. I think Boba Fett fucks up Mando.
I think so too. Experience.
I mean, he's got more experience being a fighter. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Look at who his dad was.
Yeah, totally. And the way they canonized the fact that yes, Django actually was a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
I'm about it. About it.
That stuff we'll get into later.
People saying, "Oh, Boba's not a real Mandalorian." Django found the armor. Shit.
They can, yeah. Because I was watching some video, and we'll get into this later. But I watched some videos where they were explaining the canon.
Zero.
No, not Mike Zero. I watched that guy for fun because I unsubscribed to his channel, but that guy, he's one of those ones you just watch and you're like, this is just so stupid that it's making me laugh, because they always have these fucking dumb headlines. It'll always say George Lucas just changed the world of Star Wars in a major way, and then you just watch it and it's like, what? What did he say? He didn't do anything. It's not even about George Lucas.
Yeah, stuff that's so stupid it's funny, dude. That's why I watch certain movies.
it's literally a run-on sentence for 5 minutes, and it's nothing to do with whatever the fucking topic is. It's just, hello, blah 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 blah.
So,
blah, 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 blah.
I don't like talking shit to people, but we only have 5 viewers, but fuck that guy. So if you're listening right now, Mike Zero, your channel sucks. Wayne constantly, he always refers to the Clone Wars as Murder, the cartoon show, and that's the vibe that I got when some of that shit was happening. I'm like, we're back to murder now. They're just murdering. All those stormtroopers are just cannon.
I remember, dude, after what was it, the 3rd episode, when he rescues the child of the 1st season.
Yeah.
Nico, I remember you messaging our group chat, and you're like, wow, there's a lot of murder in this for Disney. And that's the first thing I thought of when all these stormtroopers are just getting murked, dude. I'm like, fuck.
Wrecked them.
All right, so let's go. We'll go through the actual episode. So it starts out with just another amazing, just cute Mando and Baby Yoda moment. Grogu. I was kind of before, like I did not like Grogu. I liked it, but I was always like, I'm just gonna call him Baby Yoda. But then after seeing that scene with him go, so basically he's like going like Grogu, like he would do to a dog. You call his name and see him go. He's doing that to Grogu. He goes,
Yeah,
Grogu,
dude, I
and he
loved
goes,
that.
"Ah," and then he laughs. He goes, and it was just so awesome. It was so cool seeing him like with like a personality like that, like, and not just be like a fucking Debbie Downer all the time.
I know. Think about it in the first episode when we saw him, and he walks in and doesn't say a single word until he says the "bring you in warm or cold," and that's it. And then he doesn't say anything after that either, forever. Like
for a while,
it's just like where he is now. With it's just, dude, yeah, Grogu's working for him.
Totally.
Is that the first time we've ever heard him laugh?
Yeah.
I think like laugh. Maybe he might have like chuckled or scoffed before, but yeah, I don't think I've ever heard him.
He scoffed at IG. He scoffed at IG-11's microprocessor joke.
Yeah, but like, never like that. Like, there's never that kind of a connection with anyone else.
Yeah.
God, dude, I love hot chocolate.
I like it as well. So yeah, we get another proud daddy moment when he's basically playing fetch with him, and he gets the ball. Yeah, dang Ferric, and then Grogu thinks that he's yelling at him, which I thought was a little adorable as well.
Yeah, he drops it. He's like, "Oh fuck, dude, I didn't mean to." But like, I like that it shows him like he's like trying to see maybe I can train this kid. Like maybe he's trying to. So that's what I got the feeling of.
Here's one of the biggest like heartfelt moments besides like the end, but like when he is talking to Grogu about like, hey, the nice lady said we have to take you here and then you have to do this and we're gonna find someone to train you. I can't train you, you're too powerful. And he goes, I wrote the exact thing that he said down because I thought it meant so much. But he goes, I agreed to take you back to your own kind. So that's what I need to do. The way he says that, he sounds like he's trying to convince himself.
Totally.
That's because he says I need to do. He doesn't say this is what I have to do or this is what I'm supposed to. This is what this is what I need to do. He's like, it was almost like a question. I thought that was pretty telling.
Well, he's also saying it's not what he wants to do.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, at this point, it's obvious that he just wants to stay with the kid.
Yeah. Totally. So they find the They think he calls it the magic stones or whatever he calls it. He goes, I can't land on top, so I guess we're gonna have to take the last stretch with the windows down, which I thought was a funny line, but I'm thinking like that's kind of a thing you say about like cars, and you don't have cars.
You can't put the windows down in this thing.
That's like a real world Earth reference, and I'm like, but all right, it's funny. But also,
I liked it with the following scene though, and I even paused it and took a photo of it with my phone. I'm like, dude, him flying this is so cool, dude. Yeah, just I want that as a print.
Dude, did you ever notice that like if you're watching something that it's like for example when Game of Thrones started going really shitty, so things like that bothered me more when the whole series was being terrible at what they were trying to do. But it doesn't at that point, like they're doing such an amazing job that when I see like that's a total nitpick thing. And so by itself, it doesn't really matter. But when you combine it with 30 other problems in the show, it becomes like a bigger problem. Like the Starbucks coffee cup in Game of Thrones. Like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If Game of Thrones didn't suck that season, nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
But that was just another thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's one of those things like that line, like nitpicking on that line isn't that big of a deal. Like, obviously, it's meant to be like a cutesy thing because they're going to take off in the jetpack and the kid's all wide-eyed and I can't do his voice.
Yeah, that was so great, dude. My girlfriend and I, dude, we were just like cracking up. It was awesome.
So Mando gets him on the little seeing stone and gives him about 6 to 7 seconds before he's like, come on, what the fuck? It's not working. Impatient as fuck, Mando. I feel like he was supposed to be a little more patient. But I guess I get it. He wants to get the fuck in and out of there. Yeah. But it was just kind of funny. He's just like looking at him like, come on.
I know he's all looking around for a mechanism and shit, like scanning. Yeah. I thought that was funny.
And then we get what had to be like I was saying earlier, like to you guys, like the most craziest awesome thing. Because you hear that sound. And that is a very specific sound for a certain ship that we all recognize. So all of a sudden, Slave 1 flies by, and I just
one.
What's it called? Did I fuck that up?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it is Slave 1, right? God, how did I not get that right? Why's it gotta be Slave 1? I feel like that is kind of like they're trying to make him like a good guy, but his ship name is still Slave 1. Not really a good guy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just funny. That's an evil name for a ship, is all I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, classically, Boba Fett is a heel. He is the bad guy, so...
Yeah.
Was the bad guy, but now he's older and maybe changed. Especially after dying.
Maybe. Yeah. But he did also used to work for the Empire.
That's true.
The Empire is back.
It's established pretty much that Mando has had a questionable past. You know, I feel like he's done some things. You know what I mean?
When you're a bounty hunter, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Big time.
So,
like Boba, just like Django, just like Bosk.
Yeah. But even like when they were doing the Prison Break episode and they were kind of like reminiscing and talking about like it seemed like not old bounty jobs. It seemed like he was part of a crew, like and was doing, you know, maybe illegal, you know, spice running. Yeah, spice running or some shit like that, you know, kidnapping.
Yeah, dude, they're just
out of prison. He might not have always been a fucking straight laced like creed following bounty hunter, you know what I mean?
Well, I think he was always following the creed because even she made fun of him. This is the way.
Yeah. But there could be a nice little arc.
True.
Maybe he went off the rails for a few years,
but yeah, he could still, you know, following the Mando code of never showing his face and that type of shit, still fucking pledging allegiance to his jobs, even though they were illicit. You know,
kind of like when Amish people get to a certain age and they let them actually like go off for like a few years or something like that, and they like just kind of like go wild and come out. So maybe he just like fucked off for a year in his early 20s or something.
Yeah,
like I'm cashing in early.
Started smoking pot and not studying.
He is. If that ever happens for him, we're probably gonna see that. Like, I don't know. Season 2, maybe.
Maybe. All right, so yeah, I have so many things written down here that are just followed by like 5 or 6 exclamation points, and this note actually just says "fucking Boba Fett" with 3 exclamation points to everything. So like again, this had to just be like I was watching a guy eat. So not Mike. There's another guy that I watch videos of, Star Wars Theory, and I actually like that. That guy's really good, and he does like a watch party where they watch all together. He showed a clip from him watching the watch party. He was fucking crying. Like you could see him. Like I have to imagine like that. I get it. Like
I liked how he was talking too, man. Like he sounded like whoever voiced Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back in the beginning of, you know, Jedi.
Well, Tim and pronounce his name right.
Sounded just like him, dude.
Say it again.
Tamura Morrison.
Tamura Morrison. They remastered the original trilogy to have him voice act. Right? Yeah.
After they had him in Attack of the Clones as Jango and the clones, they went back and redid Empire and Jedi, and I think even the special edition of A New Hope, because he might have had a line or something when they did that whole scene with like Jabba outside of the Falcon.
I don't know if I've seen that scene in New Hope.
I have this
right. Oh, really?
Not with Boba Fett in it.
Yeah, Boba Fett's there.
Terrible scene.
Maybe it's just been too long since I've watched it. Since I've watched A New Hope, I usually skip it and go to Empire.
Oh yeah, dope. Dude, it's such a coincidence that I happen to have this sitting right here. I completely forgot about it. But I have like the first con I ever went to. It was a really small con in Allentown, and that was like their big thing was
Jeremy Bullock.
Jeremy Bullock was there, yeah. So I have like a signed thing and a signed card.
Nice.
Yeah, it says to Kyle, you're next. Jeremy Bull.
Nice. I like
awesome.
it when people do that with autographs.
I forgot that I fucking did that, man. That's awesome.
I have a Robert Englund autograph that says "Sleep kills," and then he signed it. Dude, it's fucking rad.
I forgot I had this too. Side note: this is a really cool Winter Soldier print. Anyway,
nice.
Back to the fucking start. It is really tight. I gotta hang all this shit. Yeah, fucking Boba Fett. I mean, he shows up. It's great. So Mando sees him and he goes, he's like, hurry up. He tries to get the kid out of the fuck. Oh, by the way, we didn't even mention the fact that the kid's Jedi force powers actually did activate, which was awesome. So he's doing the little Jedi meditation.
Dude, that was so sick, man.
Who knows what's happening? Is he hearing voices like Rey was hearing, or is he talking to Force Ghost? Is he talking to somebody living?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is somebody talking? Yeah.
A few people is my guess.
And it was just so cool seeing him like meditating, dude. My girlfriend was like crying, dude.
Mm-hmm. So
was down with the fingers touching and everything.
Yep, dude. It was like, dude, this he knows, man. He's not his first rodeo.
I need an animatronic variant where he does that. I'll spend another $60 if I can get one that does that.
Now that you've said that, they're probably announcing it tomorrow for Mando Monday.
And the meditating Baby Yoda. Grogu. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, since we did this last, I did get this really cool Ahsoka pop. Or no, I think I had this last week anyway.
Yeah, I remember bringing it up.
Yeah, it was last Friday I got it. I also have this really cool Carson Wentz pop. Anyway, I have my Boba Fett toy here, by the way, guys. I brought it with me.
Mostly all.
That's the Black Series?
The vintage one. Say that again, Wayne?
I'm going to say that Rex is mostly very awesome.
Yeah.
Mostly very awesome. Thanks to you, bro.
Also, I know he probably doesn't listen, but whoever that guy is, that guy can fuck off too. Him and Mike Zero are enemies of this show. Enemies of the podcast. Mike Zero and that fucking guy that sold a broken Rex and Nico or Wayne.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to run him under the bus so much because he did throw a refund, but like.
Okay, that's true. All right, well, I love that guy. He's
yeah.
He's a great dude.
We gave him the ability for us to give him the benefit of the doubt. He said he didn't know about the damage, and then he just offered the refund without me actually, making a point about it. So there you go. That you can hope for in that situation.
Apologies to that guy. If he'd like to come on as a guest, I'd be happy to have him.
We'll be setting up the Hell in a Cell to have
fucking table Money in the Bank match with a Rex. It's a Rex in a suitcase hanging from the fucking thing.
4-on-1 Rex in the Bank briefcase.
A little wrestling humor on fucking Man-Dab-Lorian. Anyway, so they have like a little space Mexican standoff where he actually gets Boba Fett face to face, and we get to hear him talk. And he looks awesome. It's just obviously that was so
he quotes his dad, which is
he quotes his dad. So he wants his armor back is what his thing is. And Mando, of course, his first thing is, "Are you a Jedi?" He goes, "I'm half of the armor." So I don't know if I'm doing a good impression, but "Are you Man-Dab-Lorian?" He says, "Do you follow the creed?" And he says, "I give my allegiance to no one," which is awesome. That was better. That was better than what I did. So he
that also showed that he's like, "Hey, I don't work for the Empire, motherfucker. They were just paying at the time,
Yeah.
Mando is basically like, "Fuck off. I'm Mando. I'm awesome. I'll fuck you up." And he goes, "Nah, I have a sharpshooter." And we don't see them yet, but he's like, "Fuck you. I'm wearing Beskar. What do I care? As soon as I see a muzzle flash, I'll kill you and I'll kill them." And then we hear a very distinct woman's voice saying, "And if you remember, Mando, I don't miss. who we all recognize as Agent May, Min-Na Wen, Fennec Shard?
Shan.
Shan?
Yeah, Fennec
Shan.
something. Yeah.
Fennec Shan.
Shard.
Which Shard. I was super happy about that because I'm a big fan of
she's
hers.
tight.
That now I wasn't sure that we were going to get a toy of her, but she's 2 episodes now. They're definitely making one. They have to. I mean, it happened with the armor. The armor got multiple episodes, and we got one. Quill got 2 or 3 episodes, and we got him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fennec Shard.
Shan.
I did that one on purpose. So somebody pointed out that her look was very reminiscent of the bounty hunter that Django worked with. In Clone, yeah, which was cool. I don't know if maybe that was supposed to mean something or if that was just kind of like a little Easter egg kind of deal.
Like almost all the costumes from Mando are reused costumes. So like Mando's suits and like obviously like the Mando uniforms are the only ones they've really spent fresh money on. Pretty much everything else is reused. So I think that's really what they did is they probably pulled Zam Wessel's from episode 2 out, dyed it all
cool.
black and red, and was like, let's try it.
I'll bet you
they want it like Easter eggy, like, yeah, they'll see who picks up on this,
Yeah. And it might be a clue. I mean, even though Zam Wessel was like a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
So I'll bet you they went out and they bought Ahsoka brand new samurai pants.
Yeah, probably.
MC Hammer had a yard sale.
They probably like had some special fancy samurai pants from Japan flown in.
Yeah, specially tailored.
Whatever it was, they looked tight, dude. That's for sure.
Yeah, they did.
Like, damn, I'm about it, dude. Like, I was cool because, like, most females, you don't have to see them all in form-fitting shit. Like,
yeah.
And it fit her wearing those because she's like, I'm fucking a ninja.
But we all have to the star of all the outfits that we've seen is that sweater from the Mon Calamari in the episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Props.
I gotta throw a screenshot of that up on the thing.
Yeah.
That shit was too funny, man.
Props to that fucking rad fucking sailor's sweater, dude.
Props to whatever fucking stagehand was like, let's do this.
Put this on him, dude.
Like this will be fucking hilarious, and it was. So yeah, I also have it written down. Agent May with 4 exclamation points. I was very happy about that. So
I liked how Mando kind of showed his prowess too, because as soon as he figures out who's there too, he just gets his whistling birds ready, and he's like, dude, okay, we can do it this way too, motherfucker.
That's right.
And, like, he would have came out on top, which is like, that's dope. He's like, all right, dude, like, shit.
However, she might have gotten a shot off at Grogu, which basically made him eventually, he basically goes, same time. We'll all lower our weapons at the same time. And he does. He puts his jetpack down, and I'll get back to that as we go along. But they made it a point to show him putting his jet, he didn't just toss it down. They did a camera shot of him putting the jetpack down, and I'll get to why that was important later. So amongst all this chitter chatter, he basically wants his armor back. He says, "Nah, fuck you. That's Mandalorian's armor. Mandalorian's armor belongs to us. She's gonna shoot the kid. All this and that." They're like, "All right, let's have a little truce, and then we'll have a talk." And all of a sudden, a fucking dropship comes and drops a whole bunch of fucking weak ass troopers who you just know as soon as you see that door open and a bunch of troopers going out, you're just like, these guys are fucking dead. They're all gonna die. It's like watching the Ninja Turtles, and then they're like, why are they even bothering sending the Foot Clan at these turtles? Because they can beat an infinity amount of them. It's just, I mean, the only time Foot Clan ever won was when it was like 100 of them against Raphael, and that was it. That was in the second movie. It was the only time they ever did any damage. and it was only because of sheer volume. But I guess if you just threw like a whole division, I feel like even then though they're just like picking them off. And,
Yeah.
like as they're coming out of the door, they're dying. Like nobody was just like, I'm going back in. This is fucking.
It's like
stupid.
turning around. Yeah, I don't think I signed up for this.
I think I left the Keurig on.
Well, and I mean, like that's the thing too. As soon as the ship came down, like Mando went running up the hill without his jetpack.
Yep.
And
I noticed that was the first opportunity to put it back on to get up there quick.
Yeah, like that would have been my first thought was like, well, I'm gonna need that. And clearly Boba grabbed his rifle from the ground, so
Here's
the fuck.
the thing. I feel like
it's like the deal kind of like got agreed upon without anybody saying that they agreed to it just because of that. So put the fucker back on. Like shit, man.
Yes.
I wonder, and I've been mentioning this actually throughout all the episodes, is that I keep saying that like I'm seeing Mando doing things that like I wouldn't have thought he would have been either falling for or doing in the first season, and I don't know if that's. I want to my first thought would be like, well, they're just like sloppy writing, but I don't think that's true. I think that they're showing his attachment to Grogu is causing him to act differently than he would have been, in the first season. So he's making mistakes because he has somebody else that's distracting him from his, what he would be fully 100% aware of every little thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have just himself to look out for
exactly.
anymore. So,
which I think is kind of he's a daddy. I have my next note written down. It just says troopers are weak as fuck.
I have mine says Fennec just fucking going to town on these troopers, dude. Just fucking marksman.
Yeah.
He's a badass, man. So he goes actually up the hill, which is kind of cool that we get now just Fennec and Boba Fett fighting troopers. So Mando's like not even. It's kind of like in the 2 episodes before how they gave a lot of screen time to just Cara and Grief just fucking people up like without Mando, which was kind of cool. We got to see Boba Fett in action for the first time in a long time, and he's hiding behind a rock, just like lying in wait. And as soon as he sees a fucking trooper, he uses that Tuscan gaff stick, whatever it's called. It's like a club on one end and a spike on the other end, and he's just shattering armor, stabbing people, just beating them about the head with blunt instruments. It's
I like how
their armor,
dude, because you saw the armor do that to a helmet in the first season, but when it showed everybody on the ground, the helmets were all intact.
Yeah.
And I liked how in this one you saw it. You're like, oh fuck, dude, that thing is smashed. God damn.
It was sweet.
It was
great.
Really well done. I fucking liked that.
Yep, I had that written down here too. Murder the Show is back. We get a really amazing Easter egg and a shout out to George Lucas as Fennec Shard-Chan jumps behind a boulder and kicks the boulder over, and we get the pushes it right out.
Cybernetic wounds,
dude.
And all I hear is a fucking short round going, Indy, look out!
Dude, and I was thinking it turned into fucking most extreme elimination, dude, of real quick. That ball started rolling.
Apparently,
man.
If anybody gets this Game of Thrones reference, apparently all these stormtroopers suffer from Ricken-Stark syndrome, and that is the inability to move laterally. They apparently can only move in one direction and can't sidestep a giant boulder. The joke is that when Rickon Stark died in Game of Thrones, he was running away and they were slow firing arrows directly at him. Like he couldn't have just went.
Nice. I haven't seen that, so yeah.
Yeah, it was very dumb, but this was cool because troopers are dumb as fuck. So of course they can. They're
like, oh shit, dude.
They're the worst. Troopers are the worst.
I mean,
they probably can't also see in their peripherals too. So
true.
they're like,
their helmets suck.
Again,
we get to see a few shots of that mortar trooper, and there's a figure of him coming soon.
Definitely, I want a mortar trooper. He better come with the.
Yes.
He better be able to kneel down all the way, and he better come with the two.
The new trooper bodies, they should be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can.
Is the incinerator trooper on the new trooper body? By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one in my stash now. It sucks because I sent my stash, and then the trooper came in like a day later. I waited like one day. I might just pay the $4 and send it anyway.
I have my second one on the way from Big Bad, and I think I'm gonna try to trade it for an armor. Someone might.
Oh, what was I gonna say? If you can find one, I'll buy the armor, and you can just send it to me. It'll be like more expensive because you can't just find it in stores.
Yeah, man.
Because I need another incinerator. Amazon.
Do you have the armor? An extra armor?
No, I didn't bother because I ordered the Fig Arts.
Oh man, that Fig Arts one looks.
I forgot about that.
So nice.
It does look
try
awesome.
to jump on that, dude.
But the deluxe Black Series one comes with a lot cooler shit than the Fig Arts does.
No.
Yeah, the one that comes with the forge.
No, it doesn't.
No, not the regular one, but the deluxe one, the one that was like the Hasbro Pulse one.
The deluxe one doesn't come with a forge. All it comes with.
I think it has her like she's got working on a helmet, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, it's like a molten translucent orange Mando helmet on like the pincher things.
No, I thought it came with a bunch more. Well, fuck me.
No, it's kind of. Oh, the only other thing it comes with is instead of the rubber plastic on her back for her little fur cape, it's actually fur.
Oh, that's tight.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, but that's it.
So one really cool part about fucking Agent May is she does this awesome move where she runs and she dives back off of the edge of the cliff and then leans down. What's that? Robert Rodriguez, yeah.
Yeah,
that was so dope, dude.
It was just an awesome action sequence.
That's like, I felt like James Bond, fucking Agent Cody Banks, fucking whatever the fuck. It was dope.
Oh shit, Agent Cody Banks. That's awesome.
So while Boba's blasting the shit
clearly I'm fucking high.
Oh. I think Wayne is. Well, and I heard Wayne say 5 words this whole time.
You do look pretty fucking baked right now, dude. I'll say.
It's a matter of just I'm upset. I didn't watch this episode a lot of times because of the Razor Crest scene, and I'm still not sure.
Yeah, we all feel for you, man. On that, they're definitely gonna do something though. Something's gonna happen. He'll get a new one.
Right.
But it's
the bottom of my Arizona can is not level, so I can't set it down.
You just shim. Anyway, so after Boba Fett gets done fucking a bunch of troopers, he actually turns around and sees said Razor Crest with the door open. So he's like, and then they cut to Agent May fucking everybody up.
He's that dude from the Lord of the Rings meme. After all, why shouldn't I keep it?
If you look close, it's not just that he sees the door open; he sees his armor.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it's right there in the doorway. Like if you, I watched it on my tablet, and I could kind of like pinch it.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
I should watch it on my phone and zoom in and look at that shit.
So while this is going on, Mando wakes up because he had got knocked out from that Force thing again, trying to get Yoda out of there, or Grogu, and he's trying to convince him to come anyway. He's like, "Come on, we have to go. Let's go." And he's being ignored because he's in a goddamn Force meditation. And then I thought it was kind of funny when he was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna protect you." Like it was, just, he's like kind of like, "All right, I'll just protect you then. I don't need you."
Answering his his own questions, like, "Yo, okay."
Yeah. It's kind of like when in like the TV or movies when somebody's like talking to somebody on the phone and then that person hangs up on them, but they want to save face, so they're like, "Oh yeah. Oh, I'll talk to you later, man. Bye." That's what he was doing. He's like trying to like still look cool, like fun. All right, well then I'll just protect you.
The Office when Dwight said that, and he's like, "Okay, love you."
Yeah.
When Jim hung up on him.
Yeah.
And he's like, and hangs up.
So yeah, they Mando goes down and he starts helping Fennec, and another really cool scene because he's like saying some shit. He's like, all right, I owe you from last time because obviously he's the one that fucked her up, and she's
even
helping him
though
now.
she tried to fuck him over and got shot because of it, but
It's true.
Yeah.
he went after her, so whatever.
So he does a fucking Mandalorian human shield move, where that was a cool scene, and he's just sitting there like, I got you, Fennec, and he's just like taking all these
Getting
shots
hit.
because
It felt like
also troopers are weak as fuck. They don't do it. I feel like
Yeah.
Fennec could have done that with no armor. She probably could have taken all those weak ass shots.
Well, it's not so much that the shots are weak; it's the fact that it didn't have Beskar.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Like
Yeah.
the stormtroopers have what's called plastoid.
Yeah.
So it's like a shitty plastic. Like even Rex in Rebels mentions how terrible the stormtrooper armor is.
Yeah, it's basically Walmart. It's your Walmart trooper armor.
Yeah.
Not even Walmart. It's your fucking dollar store.
It's yeah.
Your Wish. I got my clone armor at Wish.com.
Right.
So then we get one of what I think like all the Ahsoka stuff aside, but besides all that, probably the coolest scene I think. All right, so one of the top 3 or 4 scenes in Mandalorian. Basically, we get not quite superhero landing, but like a.
No, it's totally superhero landing. Like,
I just mean he didn't do the exact pose, but yeah, it was a hero landing. It was a super landing for sure. Boba Fett in his armor for the first time since fucking Return of the Jedi that I remember anyway. Live action. Anyways,
the way the stormtrooper is ducking around, dude, and he turns around and he's behind him. That shit was totally Robert Rodriguez, dude. Yeah.
And he proceeds to murder all the rest of the stormtroopers, and in vicious fashion. One of the coolest scenes that they showed is when they showed him like slow walking, and it was Nikos has a little custom working on.
I liked it fucking popping out of his knee cannons too. Dude.
Was that a thing? Was that a tight. I don't really know much about like legends and shit like that. Like Galaxy, whatever those were called.
All the Mandalorian knee pads that have those little spikes on them.
Yeah,
those are what you saw from Boba.
They're like knee whistling birds.
Basically, yeah. And that's the first time we've ever seen it used in live action. I don't even think they ever used it in animation, but it was always a part of like Boba Fett and his armor and like the visual dictionary.
Yeah, fucking Din has them, dude.
Totally. Yeah.
Trying to get him like a nice like walking pose. Anyway, dude, just it's like I'm speechless. Like it was just so amazing.
Yeah, everything about that was just like.
He uses and then he kills a whole shitload of them very easily, and then the rest of them finally do. They're like, yeah, okay, I left the oven on. Let's get the fuck out of here. And they all just beat feet and they jump back in both of their ships. And he's like, you think you're getting away that easily? Guess what? I have a
slow motion walk again. Like when he rolls his gun and then holsters it.
Which we were talking about last week, how we need to see the gun roll. Yeah.
Yeah. And how funny is it that they do that for Boba?
Right.
It's sweet.
It's awesome.
But he does the slow walk, and like their little shuttles start taking off, and he just taps the side of the helmet, and that viewfinder drops. And like if you pay attention to the shot,
this doesn't go down. What the fuck?
No, it doesn't move. Yeah, it is weak. Model Kit does, but I figured that.
Yeah, I was a little bummed about that.
Yeah, you're right though. It's incredible.
If you watch the viewfinder thing, you'll actually see that Boba wasn't bullshitting when he says to Mando he was aiming for the other shuttle. He really was aiming for the other shuttle, and like the aim is off on the jetpack. fucked up.
It hasn't been
Fucking hit the
recalibrated.
other one. That's great.
Hasn't been recalibrated in 40 years.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you just slap it and it fucking takes off. You know?
Compton said that he said not to, or to tell his people that he was the one that broke that.
That's true. Yeah. Well, Han Solo did. We saw it happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was yeah, it's just yep, just one of the best Star Wars things ever. Just seeing Boba Fett just destroy everybody. We'll get to this again later. I feel like he's now going to be in the rest of the season. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. Now let's get to what I wanted to talk about most, because we were talking about it earlier, and like I feel so bad. They're all sitting around and all this, they're feeling good about themselves. This here's pew pew, and then the Razor Crest explodes. And I know we all I feel like we all messaged Wayne immediately. And for those who are in the dark, Wayne backed the Razor Crest on HasLab, and you've been talking about this specific thing the whole season, that you called it getting Optimus primed. That's what you've been referring to.
They've been messing with us oh, it's all fucked up. Ooh, he's sinking in the water. Fucking. Yeah. And I remember even us talking about the last episode. I can't remember the circumstance, but we were like, I'm just glad the ship made it out, dude, and it's good.
Yeah, I remember having to hear the exact way it died. I think I did talk about last week, because I knew the homing beacon was on it, and I was like, I had fear that Moff Gideon was just going to blow it up, and there you go. It came to pass. It sucks.
I wonder.
Really, when you take into account long game as far as military strategy goes, that was the Trojan's boner of the week, because now he doesn't have a tracker on Mando. Even though he has the child, he has no idea where Mando is going to show up there.
Yeah, and he knows he's going to. He's gotta know he's gonna.
Unless he's that arrogant, that's a kind of a reoccurring thing.
And he might be just that arrogant, dude. Fuck the Empire.
It's a reoccurring thing with a lot of villains, that their arrogance is which I think is why I like Thrawn so much, because he didn't have that. I feel like he might have had, he was arrogant, but he wasn't he was just not strategically arrogant. If that makes any sense.
He was a military mind, but not
But he was somebody that also studied different people's cultures, and he knew about them, so he would have known that Mando wasn't going to quit until And Moff Gideon just might be I got the kid, I don't give a fuck. Fuck this guy, he ain't shit.
Yeah.
But he is.
We'll find out. There's certain mistakes Thrawn won't make. He wouldn't succumb to hubris. If you watch the end of Rebels, if it wasn't for a really crazy plan, Thrawn really had secured a victory in that situation through strategy. And it took a bunch of space whales to come and save them. But they lost that fight, in every way that they could plan for it. Thrawn couldn't plan for the space whales. He didn't know it was coming, but had planned for everything else. And, I think it'll be really exciting to see Thrawn finally make it into the Mandalorian, just because he's a really compelling character. I'm excited. I'm not. Do we have any word on who they've cast?
None. There's rumors that it might be Benedict Cumberbatch, but I have a hard time.
That doesn't seem. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
but I can't think of who I would.
John
like
Favreau,
to play.
If you're watching now, cast Pauly Shore.
I don't know if Nico, you've been making it a habit to throw your hat into all these roles. So if you want to go ahead, officially throw your hat in.
I could shave. Do I need a haircut? Maybe Thrawn has long hair now.
Right.
I can be Smurfy. I can do the blue skin, the red eyes. Let's do it up, Dave. John, call me up, baby.
That post that Levy that I tagged you guys in, that Levy shared or tagged me in with it said when Ahsoka Tano is looking for you, and it was Thrawn with the Leonardo DiCaprio meme face, like.
Yeah, dude, that was great. I love that. I love that format, dude. It's
I can't get enough of these Leo, because it's better than the cat and the lady, I think. And then it's also cool when they do things like that, where it's not just Leo's face; they put his face on something out.
yeah, the one where it's like you can't skate forever, and it's like me, and he's all wearing like a Bones T-shirt. The laugh.
Also, because I love that movie so much.
Yeah, God, dude, that's up there. Yeah.
And I love Leo. But all right, so yeah, the Razor Crest explodes, man, and it's just like a bummer. Like I wonder how many people. Like I know Wayne, like you're upset, and you should be, because it's weak, man.
Yeah,
It's
you
weak
can still cancel. Are you going to?
There's a non-refundable deposit, right?
I don't know, but I'm not. I wouldn't get a refund anyway. But it did kind of put me into the situation where I'm like, I kind of don't care what the vehicle order is, because if they just keep doing that as a strategy, keep blowing up ships, then I'm not really wanting to buy in every time they do another HasLab. It's gonna put me off on that.
It's just terrible. It's a bad strategy. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
I remember rewatching the episode, and you see the crest flying down to Tython, and I'm like, oh man, the crest. Like, fuck, dude.
So like, even if he gets a new one, it's a new one. It's not a rebuilt old one, because there's no parts of that thing. It's gone.
I think it's right if they, from my perspective, if he's flying around in a Razor Crest, he's flying around in a Razor Crest. I mean, he seems to know where he got the old one. I mean, there might be an old, military scrapyard somewhere, an abandoned facility somewhere with 20 of them in a hangar somewhere, and I've got my feeling is that he's just going to be toting around on the, Slave One until the very end of the last season. And that'll be the very last thing that happens, is he finally either gets a new ship or gets another Razor Crest.
I could see that, like a little payoff, for.
Yeah.
I noticed
he'll go
that
into the sunset in the final scene in whatever the ship is. Like I say, whether it's because obviously he's got an emotional attachment, just like the fans do to a Razor Crest, and as someone who's actually repurchased his high school car, it's meaning, even if it's a replacement. You know what I mean? I had an old I absolutely loved in high school, and then later in life, I was at a car auction and saw one and bought it and did all the cool stuff I wanted to do to the high school, that I wanted to do back in high school to the original car. And to me, it's still my car. It's still my old, my cool old car that I wanted. So
I would totally buy if I found a replica of the first car that I bought. I would totally buy it, because I love that car, and I only had it for a few months before I totaled it, and I was like really depressed about that. It was a Thunderbird. It was a 1991 Ford Thunderbird.
Tight.
Being a car guy and being a from Star Wars is kind of, I don't know, it's similar. It's like, you love the Falcon because the Falcon's the Falcon, but that nothing can really ever happen to it. Like, it's fine. And like in Solo, that it has to make it through Solo. So it's like there's no plot devices.
There's no tension.
Really writing.
So this would be like if like in Firefly, if they destroyed Serenity, like even if he got a new Firefly ship, like that's not Serenity though. Like this whole show is based specifically off this one ship.
Yeah,
not this model.
Not to say that the Mando's based on the Razor Crest, but
yeah,
it's the same thing. Like he that's his shit, dude, and he's about it. So
I tend to think that Razor Crest is kind of like a model. You know what I mean? Like, because everybody's called it a Razor Crest. They didn't have individual names. You know what I mean? Like like the Millennium Falcon is a freighter, but that's the name that the owner gave it specifically, is the Millennium Falcon. But the Razor Crest, everybody looks at it, well, that's a Razor Crest, right? Because that's like, it's actually a Trillium freighter.
I actually didn't know that. I thought the Razor Crest was his name for it.
That's
just the class. It's a Razor class. That's the class of ship it is.
It's the model.
Okay.
Right.
Because
even the the Mythrol is like, I like your ship, Razor Crest, right? I mean, it's
pre-Empire.
Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon is the name of that ship. It's a Corellian corvette. So like that's basically what the Razor Crest is. It's, like the Falcon is a Corellian corvette, the Razor Crest is the Razor Crest. He doesn't have like a name for his Razor Crest. So
right.
Or if he does, nobody knows it.
Yeah.
My opinion is that it's easier to replace a ship that is a model. You know what I mean? That's the model name. Crest. You can go looking for a Razor Crest,
totally.
And we've seen that he can find a pretty smashed and beat up one and bring it back. Is what I'm thinking. He's not going to find one that's like pristine. It's going to be a piece of crap like the one he had. He knows where he got the first one, so.
But
maybe.
It'll probably not have the orange markings on the outside. It'll probably be like red or black or something.
There'll be enough differences that they can reissue the toy, in a few years. I mean, they put a lot of work into that toy. That's another thing you can consider.
Few years. What are you talking about? There'll be the season 3 version come next year.
They'll start asking for backers.
Available for season 4.
They've only reissued the Legacy Falcon once that I'm aware of. I mean, it was the initial release, which did really well, and then they reissued it recently and call it that Smuggler Run edition.
They did that with Slave 1.
Stuff. Yeah, and they've reissued the Slave 1, I think, only once or twice. So they're going to give it some time, probably.
This year, re-released it.
But if he has a new ship with, like you said, red markings, then they have a reason to bring it back immediately.
So moving along with the episode, actually, we get to see some awesome Jon Favreau type scenes that are reminiscent of Iron Man when they show Moff Gideon and he says, the Dark Troopers engaged. And they say momentarily. And then the next thing you see is a bunch of basically fucking Iron Man suits rocketing down to, and this is the first time they actually gave it a name too. So they said Dark Troopers, which I thought was awesome. So now we all know what they are. I did a little bit of research, and these ones, apparently there's 3 phases of Dark Troopers, where the first ones were like light infantry, I guess. They had like exposed wires and it had some flaws or something like that. And these ones look like the second phase.
The thing about those is those are all Legends continuity.
Right. And this isn't canon, but like it was like this is what it looked like. It was apparently like a part of it.
They're basically droids.
Right.
So now you got Mando, who's going to be having to go up against his arch nemesis of all time, the droids.
The droid, right? So this thing that I was these little research I was doing. Right? So they said that these Dark Troopers specifically looked more like the Phase 2 ones, and that the Phase 3 ones were bigger and were actually exoskeletons, which somebody rumored that possibly there is those, and that Moff Gideon will be wearing a exoskeleton of a robot or whatever to fight whoever. That's just somebody randomly saying that. It doesn't mean anything. It just somebody was basically, wouldn't it be cool if they Phase 3 Dark Troopers were wearable? Wouldn't it be cool if Moff Gideon wore one? So there's no basis of actual rumor on that. It's just cool thought somebody said.
Moff Gideon's going to be wearing something, but it's not going to be Dark Trooper armor.
Yeah,
it's going to be the back of Din Djarin's hand across his face.
Or perhaps Ahsoka's or Bo-Katan's or maybe Ezra Bridger.
No.
Mando needs to fucking bitch slap him at least once.
Ahsoka would not take that.
I did notice though, right after the crest blows up and the troopers are flying down, yet another missed opportunity for him to grab his fucking jetpack.
Well, here's the thing. I think the reason they never show him pick it up, but they emphasize him setting it down, is that it wasn't in the Razor Crest when the Razor Crest blew up.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
He's got whistling birds. He's got whatever bombs are on his belt, whatever ammo's on his belt. his gun in his holster, his flamethrower, his rope thing, his vibro blade probably, and then the spear from the Razor Crest.
I mean, yeah, his rifle's gone now.
Rifle's toast. I think
that thing was dope, dude.
That like was like almost like a handle and like 3 long pieces of metal. I think that was supposed to be his rifle.
So here's the thing. I'm like beyond any care about like TV shows where they need to explain where all your weapons and ammo are coming from. I'm just like, I've gotten sick of trying to rationalize it in my head. Like in Walking Dead, like where are they getting all these bullets from?
Herschel shooting that shotgun on the farm, dude.
Where are all these infinite? You know, they have the I don't know if you ever played Metal Gear Solid, but they have the infinite ammo bandana. It seems like. So I gave up giving a fuck about that. So if he shows up next episode fully stocked with all of his ammo and rifle, I'm just like, I don't care. He stopped at the store and he drove to Target and he bought a new rifle. That's fine. I'm over it. But yeah, they did show him picking what seemed like the rifle up, so he doesn't have that rifle. And that rifle wasn't just didn't seem like it was something you could pick up at 7-Eleven, you know? It seemed like some
shit was fucking OP, dude.
The first time we ever see that rifle is in the holiday special, and it's Boba Fett wielding it. So maybe there's one on the Slave One.
Maybe.
Could be. Good call. Very, very good call. So anyway, these Dark Troopers come down Iron Man style, and they do this like it's again like I don't care because they did it for like rule of cool kind of thing, but like they all come in and they all zip in and they stop like 30 feet from Grogu, and then they all start slow walking toward him. Like, why didn't they just land next to him and just grab his ass? Well, right. It looked cool, so it's fine to give Mando a chance to get up the hill and kind of like. Am I going to get there on time? But yeah, it's just like a kind of like a trope, I guess. Them just doing things for effect. Like when the villain has like a gun pointed at somebody and then they go to cock it and they point it back. Like that gun should have already been cocked, you fucking idiot. but it's the sound. It's the sound and the action.
Yeah, the sound of drawing it.
Yeah, that makes it cool. So yeah, basically he tries to get there on time and he doesn't. They take Grogu. Grogu is now in possession of the Empire. And I felt like we all kind of felt like that was coming.
You definitely mentioned that specific.
Yeah, like that was the last episode or 2 or whatever, I felt like it was just gonna be them trying to get Baby Yoda or Grogu. I'm trying to train myself to say Grogu. Instead of Baby Yoda, but yeah, trying to get him back from whoever has him. So he has this conversation. So when that happens, Boba is in Slave One, and he's going, I'm going to put my lock on these guys to take him down, and he says, stop, because I don't want the kid hurt. Fennec tells him to stop, and he goes, all right, I'll do like a loose tail just to see what's going on.
A loose follow.
A loose follow. So he goes up.
Loved it. I was like, dude, that's so cool.
And what he sees is a Imperial ship. What do they call it? It's a light
cruiser. I think a light cruiser or something like that.
Is this the first time we ever saw that, like an actual like Imperial cruiser in the Mando? Did they show it before?
No, I mean we saw the Gozanti cruiser in the Night Owl episode.
Okay.
That's kind of similar in size, but obviously Gideon's cruiser is going to be probably proportionally bigger
and better. Yeah.
This isn't a spy stream. I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like, oh fuck, dude.
He seems like
all that.
Firms. Boba's going to be smoking some weeds in his show. Yeah.
He seems like he's pretty like not worried, but he's like pissed. He is mad that the Empire is back because he's like, fuck the Empire. I don't know what happened between when he died, Return of the Jedi and now, but clearly he's different. So before he was working for the Empire as a hired bounty, not but like a subcontractor basically. And now he's pretty adamant to like the Empire can go fuck off, which I think is pretty awesome. So he informs Mando that he's like, look, I got my armor back. Oh, you know, it was really cool. He actually showed his chain code in his armor. And did you see how many people were in that chain code? Like, I think had a chain code that was a bunch of dots, right? And he points at one and says, this is my father, and this is me. I don't know exactly what a chain code is, but to me, that implies that a lot of people own that armor.
That's like your name, your birthday, you're all of that.
Your intergalactic space license, I guess. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. So like what that said was that his name was Boba Fett, and his father, who owned the armor before him, was Jango Fett. It doesn't list that Boba's a clone, but then it also lists Jaster Muriel as Jango's surrogate father because Jango was his foundling.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a fantastic Dark Horse comic on that. I have it. I have the whole series. It's phenomenal. The art is great. It's actually one of the few Dark Horse Star Wars books that's just like really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was actually. This is what I wanted to get when I was talking earlier about it. This is what I wanted to save till later. Yeah, because they have, I think, canonly established that Jango Fett was in fact a foundling. I mean, before this, right? Like in that comic or in some comic or
in that
something.
Yeah, that's because that's what the comic is about. Like Jango's actual family was protecting Jaster Muriel on their farm, and then some other Mandalorians showed up.
Death Watch.
Yeah.
Death Watch. It wasn't Tar Vizsla, it was Tor Vizsla, I think.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like maybe his father or something like that. Or
well, you got to figure in the story, Jango is a little boy. He's like 11, 12. He doesn't even have his own armor.
Open season, that's what it's called.
Yeah, open season. And his whole family gets killed, and while the family is getting killed, Jaster, who was, I think, if I remember right, was injured like in their barn, he shows up and destroys all of those Mandos showed up, and then takes on Jango as his foundling.
Yep.
And
that's pretty tight.
He's part of the true Mandalorian, kind of like
Concord Dawn.
Right. So they're like enemies of Death Watch, and they fought each other in the Civil War, and have been at odds, throughout history, which is cool. And then Mando, as we know, is from Death Watch. So,
Child of the Watch.
Mm-hmm. It's just cool. It's really all this stuff that they're putting in there is really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm loving it, dude.
It's interesting when Bo-Katan called him a child of the Watch that he didn't actually know what she was talking about. Like he'd never heard that term. He didn't understand the divisions of any of the Mandalorian culture. Like it was all new to him too,
He's one of them.
Speaking
of one of them, I think it's time for another dab.
Let's do it.
Oh,
shoot.
Snips.
Snippy, snippy.
I love her.
I like this. I really like the season 7.
I don't know if you can see it, but I got some of my Ahsoka artwork hung up.
Nice.
Yeah. I got another one coming too. That guy, dude, I was telling Nico, I think I sent it through the whole thing, but if you guys saw that guy that I buy those prints off of, he does all like the Star Wars. He does a lot of nerd shit. He's really good. He did a Rosario Dawson Ahsoka.
Oh, nice.
Recently, and he it was just, I don't think he's selling it yet, but he put up a picture of it. It was just a black and white, and he tagged, he did a lot of hashtags and then tagged her in it. She actually did the thing that Woes did, Woes did, and Nico. She liked it and then shared it on her story. Rosario Dawson did, which is really awesome. Yeah,
that's dope, dude.
Yeah, super sweet.
So shout out to Portraits by Alan. He's an awesome artist. Everybody should buy prints from him. And I ordered 3 more yesterday because he did a I didn't realize that he did a season 7 black and white Ahsoka. I was like, I didn't have that. And then he did the new Black Widow one that I wanted. So I bought the Black Widow one, that, and then I bought a small black and white of Rey, which is cool. So yeah, hooray for me. And then he just did the Bo-Katan one too recently, which is cool. But he said he was going to do a bigger colored one of Rosario. So anyway, I digest. So Boba Fett informs Mando, about all this stuff, and Mando's like, okay, your father was a foundling, so all right, the armor belongs to you. Thank you for helping me. And he goes, well, look, I'm not done with you yet. And he's like, what do you mean? Well, I got the armor back, and my deal was that I would ensure the safety of the child. So now I'm not going to stop until that child is safe with you. Which, all right, I'm down with that. I'm down for a Mando Boba team up for just the entire
couple episodes, dude. Fucking
I'm down for it. Just him and Boba for the rest of the series, the rest of the entire show would be great. Him, Boba, and Fennec, just Three's Company in a fucking silly one.
I did notice though before that when he's digging through the wreckage, he finds the shift knob, dude, and
keeps it.
Was like, oh man, and he keeps that,
I have a feeling that's going to come back into play, that Mando's going to roll it into his cell or something, and Baby's going to pick it up and go Magneto style on everyone in the room.
Dude, fuck yeah, that'd be sick.
Awesome. Yeah. Murdering.
And the Beskar spear obviously survived.
He finds the Beskar spear. Which Boba recognizes, by the way, because obviously
right away he looks at it and he's like, whoa, wait a second. How does he have that? But also, whoa, he knows what that spear means.
Right. So, he says, all right, I'm going to help you. So then Slave One flies away, and then we get a few quick scenes of setting up next week, it looks like. And he's back at on Navarro with Cara Dune, who now is a marshal of the New Republic. So when we were guessing what that thing that Homeboy was sitting down, that was a badge.
I figured that's what it would be. Yeah.
Yep. So she is now not only Marshal of Navarro, but she's a marshal official to the New Republic. And Mando is saying, look, I need you to look up somebody for me. None other than Space Boston himself.
Mayfeld.
Biggs Mayfeld. Bill Burr. He said, I gotta break him out of prison. And Cara says, look, I can't help you do that because I'm like, I hate the Empire, but he said the stripes that I'm wearing now, they mean that I have to play by the rules. And he says, they have the child. And she goes, I don't have to play by the rules anymore.
Yep.
Gives that
Yep. So that's setting up next episode seems like they're gonna at least start. I wonder if now the episode's done, so now we can get into what we think. So I wonder if next episode is going to be about them breaking him out, or if it's just going to be a quick thing in the beginning of them breaking him out, and then they get on to it.
I'd be okay with that if it's a quick thing in the beginning, and then you start moving on to catching up to Gideon.
From what I understand, the next 2 episodes are both going to be super action packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might be a quick wham bam. I think Rick Fumahia, or I don't know if I pronounced his last name right. He's directing the next episode, and then Johnny Favs is on number 16, chapter 16.
The finale. Nice.
So I don't know if you guys ever watched Doctor Who, but there was an episode where something similar happened. Like there was a baby that was taken, or somebody was taken.
I'd like to see the baby.
It was I think it was Amy Pond's baby, Karen Gillian. But so basically, and then it was either the end of that season, like the finale of that season, or the first episode of the next season. But it showed like it started off with basically like all the characters that he's met throughout the last couple seasons doing different things to help him. Like so there were all like a mission, and they showed like so he was working with all of the main characters from all the previous episodes. And I feel like what we're gonna get in either next or the last episode is they're going to eventually bring back all these in some sort of like end gamey way, where we're gonna see him fighting with the Night Owls. Ahsoka's gonna come back. Miggs is gonna be there. Grief is gonna be there. Kara's gonna be there. Maybe even fucking Horatio Sands.
Horatio Sands.
Like it's just gonna be some final battle with everybody, and then hopefully a Jedi shows up.
I'm kind of stoked on seeing Mayfeld and Fennec together, fucking taking out some Empire shits, dude. Sharpshooters.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still worried that Boba's playing Din, and I have a feeling that there might be a double cross. Like, he might help Din get the baby, but he might then shoot Din in the back and take the baby and take off.
So we did forget to mention too,
because he is only doing it as part of the deal, you know.
Yeah.
The awesome scene with at the very end with Moff Gideon and Grogu, where they open the cell and Grogu's just force slamming all these
dude.
troops.
It was so fucking
and then
rad.
He starts force choking them, and which is kind of weird because force choking I feel like is more of like a dark side thing, but also Luke used it too in Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever.
Yeah, it's not a dark side thing. It's a force thing.
I know it's a force thing, but I feel like that
you've only ever seen.
Yeah, it's more like a thing that I've seen dark side people use more than I've seen the opposite.
It seems in your anger.
Yeah. So yeah, he has a little. What's that?
In the original animated Clone Wars, Anakin uses force choke a lot.
Yeah. Well, he's dark side.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking OG.
Yeah, he shows him the lightsaber, which is kind of cool.
I was like thinking, fuck, he's gonna cut a piece of his ear off or something. And
yeah. So
one of those Jedi had to have like a female Padawan that he was constantly like force choking while they were like doing Jedi shit because she was just a kinky bitch.
It's got to exist.
Canon.
But dude, I think that the way Gideon and stuff, he was just like totally just mocking fucking Grogu. He's like, "Oh, you tired, you little fucking."
Yeah, he's been a dick.
I feel like his attitude and stuff right there, like Giancarlo Esposito, whatever you say his last name, he would have made a good director Krennic.
Yeah.
In Rogue One. Not to say that Ben Mendelsohn wasn't bad. Like, he was good. He was really good for that role too. But like, just Gideon's like attitude, I could totally see him playing that role too. Like, but I'm glad we got him as this, so it's recurring more than just one appearance.
Well, I have a feeling with Thrawn, that's exactly what it's going to end up being. That he's going to be somebody that reports to Thrawn.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. That's why Ahsoka's going to be like, okay, I'll come fight too. Shit. Yeah. Let me call up these other Mandos that I know.
Well, that's just what I feel like
it's going to be Endgame, dude. You're right, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna send out the beacon like, I need your help. We have to get this kid back. And that's why I think it would be cool if they started out like the finale or something, or the next episode with maybe you just see like a bunch of cuts of like he's already with them and working with them, and then they get Migs out and then they just move on. I don't know, but I doubt that's gonna happen. They'll probably save it to the end.
They might, dude, because you would think they wouldn't want to put a bunch of wasted time into him like contacting the people. It's believable that he would contact them, and we don't need to see it on screen.
Very true. Like he's calling in all the favors.
But it could also be that even the Cara Dune is too, because now that she's a
putting
marshal,
a beacon out.
Yeah, she might be able to call in more of the New Republic forces.
Ooh, that would be really neat to see a space battle then at that point between the New Republic.
Exactly.
Dogfight. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be fantastic. Some X-Wings and some whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be dope, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mando flying an X-Wing, dude.
Dude.
I would fucking
imagine what he could do with that X-Wing. Is how awesome he was with the Razor Crest. What should he do with an X-Wing?
God, those things are so OP, dude. He would fucking
Here's
wreck
the thing.
anything.
If that happens, if Mando flies an X-Wing, guaranteed 100% that's the next HasLab is going to be a 6-inch scale X-Wing fighter.
I would get it. I would get a.
I would too.
100% I would.
X-Wing with the Mudhorn and the Mudhorn signet like decaled on the side.
They'll make it like a clip that you can pop out, so like you can make it either Mando's X-Wing or like Luke's or whatever.
Yeah, or like a Jedi symbol. Yeah, like a rebel symbol or something.
I just picked up the TVC X-Wing too, so that was a good photo shoot.
So I think we can.
You should do it. Regardless if it happens, you should do it.
Right.
Yeah. We can, we can kind of we'll wrap this up now because that was pretty much everything. We got into what we think is going to happen. How long is next week's episode going to be?
We don't know yet. That
hopefully fucking like 50 minutes each, dude. Fuck.
I think it's going to be a longer one. I think both of these last two are going to be longer. I think I'd expect 8 to be the longest episode of all, but we'll see.
Stand to reason, like it would make sense for sure.
Yeah.
So what
last year's, I'm gonna guess.
What I want to do is obviously we're going to do the show for the next 2 weeks, but I would like to then do a final, like a recap
of the whole season or something.
Mm-hmm. So after the 8th episode on the 9th week, we'll do like a recap and kind of theorize what's going on, stuff like that.
I'm down.
So that's you.
I'm gonna watch the whole series 1 and 2.
Oh, totally.
If you want, maybe we can wait 2 weeks so we can all get a chance to do that and then do the recap. That will work better.
Stay in rhythm. We've been doing a good job every week.
I can watch both of them in a week.
And then after that, we'll go back to just the regular, like maybe doing one once a month or something. But I don't want to stop doing this like we did before. So I want to keep it going, but not every week after this, unless we have something to review like a Mando or something. But I definitely want to do more shows. Guillermo actually hit me up today.
WandaVision starting.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn it. Man. All right.
That shot you put on Insta of the WandaVision, that was really good.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
So one thing I do want to do, like I was saying, Guillermo actually hit me up and said that he started watching the Mando episodes that we do. So shout out to him. We now have three people that watch every week with him, and Dave and Jesse now watch every week. So actually my friend Tara I think watches sometimes. But yeah, we've been getting views, but we have like a couple like regular people, so that's all right. So shout out to all those people. And so he hit me up asking me if we were gonna do a like a top 10 figure thing like we did like last year. So I'd like to do that. Maybe like the first week or 2 of January or something. We don't have
about the figures that came out this year.
Well, last year we did that whole like Legends award show. We don't have to do it as big. Like I like the idea of keeping these things like an hour and a half instead of like the 3 hours we used to have. like in like not like 60 or 90 minutes. So yeah, we could do like a top 10 like figure.
Yeah, it's like our favorite ones of the year. I'm down with that.
We could probably do a quick show, like a quick breakdown based on different categories, like one show for Legends, one show for Star Wars figs, one show for everything that's not those.
I don't know if any of us had collected 10 Legends this year.
Yeah, I think I did.
So I think maybe just a top 10 overall. What we got this year would probably
everything
be cool.
in,
and we it could be everything. Nico's will probably be all Black Series.
Pretty much. Yeah. Or figure arts.
I've got a couple Legends in that list.
I got some Transformers.
I love the new Spider-Man. I think they're fucking great.
Yeah.
Love it. Gonna take a while. Like, there's a lot of good stuff that came out this last year, and a lot of stuff I didn't open.
I just feel like between all four of us, at least 75% of all the stuff that we got was Star Wars this year.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, just a strong showing. I liked some of the new Halo stuff. It was pretty cool.
Halo stuff looks good, man.
It does.
I don't
that
play
3
Halo.
3/4 Chief that came with the Warthog.
Just as a toy, it looks cool. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Didn't we already
again? No, I just went on a tangent about stuff that we're gonna do. This is an actual outro. I'm gonna cut all that shit out. But all right, guys. Yeah, this was awesome. I had a great time again as well. And we'll see you all next week. This is the way.